Taking a shower yet. Hey, what's up with the Jack Nerd here, bringing a long-awaited, actually technically it's about not even 24 hours late, you might as well say. I mean, because the day's not over yet, it hasn't been 24 hours. But still, I mean, late regardless regarding with the top 10 of 2025, obviously, for the number one slot, I mean, it's we'll get to that. We'll get to that in a minute. But probably first off, I'll just start off with some honorable mentions. Obviously, there's a lot of figures I don't have here with me. I think for one of the honorable mentions would have probably made it to the top 5. That would have been MP Rat Trap. Obviously, I didn't bring it down with me, which I know, shame. It's actually back home in Wisconsin. I wish I would have brought it with me. And so honorable mention would be MP Rat Trap. Another honorable mention would have to be the Scorponok, I think Robot Toys, the Masterpiece version of Scorponok. I really enjoyed that figure. I wish I would have more time to mess with it, but, unfortunately, this Night Quail got me fighting to stay awake. What's up, Crispy? How's it going, brother? So, welcome to Chris Raptor Studios. Trying to not fall asleep when I'm talking Transformers in the top 10 and of some of the insane stuff I got. But let's continue the track with honorable mentions. So I have my honorable mentions over here, the ones I do have with me, and then my top 10 are like all over on this side of the room. So, and obviously we'll go from 10 all the way to number 1. So for the so obviously the first 2 were mentioned that were not here, but one would have been the close top 5. But we're going to go with, since our honorable mentions, we'll go through. Probably the first honorable mention I will do is the X-Transbots Cup. Unfortunately, there was a lot of, I was a little late to the party on this one. I mean, after, I think my buddy Chris, after he got the Fans Toys version, I didn't like how the Fans Toys looked. But also, I've heard there's a lot of QC issues with this figure. Unfortunately, happened to me, and something did break. But luckily for me, I was able to repair it. I really do like the look; is a lot more tuned than the Fans Toys Coot. I'm surprised they haven't done a 2.0 version yet, but give it time, especially after the sales they're about to make from the freaking Doc and Warhorse, because of how much those figures are. Almost like $230. I'm like, man, don't worry. I would love to have an upgraded of Ironhide and Ratchet, but $230? Come on, guys, really? Ridiculous. Wait for someone to knock off it, or excuse me, Magic Square actually upscales their Legends, more of their Legends figures, which would be freaking awesome, by the way. So honor mention, X-Transbots Lock, aka Cup. Yeah, 234. So 230 if you were to buy it in the States, 174 if you're buying it off the Show Z store. If I remember correctly, for the Warhorse, aka their Ironhide, and their Ratchet. Doc is their Ratchet. So yeah. Speaking of Fans Toys, I think it would be the Fans Toys Jabber. I mean, I don't remember. I do like this one a lot better than Unique Toys. But at the same time, I did pay a little too much for it. I forgot how much I paid for it. I mean, it's all numbers now to me. It's just ones and zeros pretty much. And that's a bad thing, by the way. I do like the articulation, but if Fans Toys were to do a 2.0 for this guy, I would have easily added an Abercrombie, because yeah, he does have a registered weight swivel that doesn't turn around that very well. But still, I mean, it's a decent figure. I like the proportions a lot better. It does look more like Blur from the 86 film. I do like the head sculpt. I mean, the head sculpt is beautiful, but definitely honorable mention. Especially with some, I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. I mean, Fans Toys, they got a lot of new figures, but I'm sticking with my DX9 Blitzwing, because to me, that is my Blitzwing. I love the chonk on him. but I'm not going to pay whatever how much the Berserk is. Same with their freaking Construct accounts. Speaking of which, one of the honorable mentions actually happened. One is an honorable mention, one's part of the top 10. An honorable mention is the 01 Studio Long Haul. Messing with this guy a little bit more and whatnot, I realize of why people are so hesitant on this figure. I think a lot of it's just mainly the joints and the arms and whatnot. I thought he actually did have an ab crunch. I was trying to figure out if there was, me and taking a screwdriver, see if there might be an ab crunch in there. Really didn't see one, so I don't know what people are trying to look for. I mean, because you see, you watch these videos on YouTube, okay, what's this implying? I can't see an ab crunch, so I figured I'd do my own research, and thankfully nothing broke. But he's an honorable mention. I do like the colors on him. I cannot wait to have that Devastator. I mean, that is going to be my Devastator. Segue into why I'm not so slavish into G1. Don't get me wrong, G1 is great and all. G1 has that solidity because that's what it was built. That's what Transformers were built on. But when you have other companies that come up with fresh takes on G1 characters, then you're like, you know what? I don't need to be so slavish to G1. I guess that's what makes me pretty awesome. Just get a couple Transformers and call it and party on. Speaking of slavish to G1, there's those that are slavish to animated Transformers Prime, blah, blah, blah. Well, what would happen if G1 decided to be like, hey, let's see what happens when we make a character from a well-popular show, animated in Prime, and give it a twist for G1. Coming in with the X-Transbot Barwalk, or Bulkhead. Actually, I found a seller, the seller that does the 3D printing for the Wrecking Ball, and then, of course, Transformers Prime inspired Blaster. So, yeah, I really do like this guy. Actually, picking him up, I got to get a new Autobot symbol. One thing I tried to do with him, I know this is a little blasphemous, even though it's unnoticeable, I tried to customize his mouth to actually, drop furthermore. Well, let's just say he's missing half of the plastic there, but it's barely noticeable, especially when you put the head and mouth plate down. I figured, hey, let's give it a shot, see what happens. Well, not much, actually. So, a couple more honorable mentions. We have this one's going to be tough. This one's going to be a tough one. I think I'm going to go with, actually, yeah, I'll go with this one first because going from 10 to 1 starts with actually a figure. It is the Brave Troops Toys Commander, aka Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime. I really enjoy this figure a lot. The transformation is really easy, and there's a little bit of QC on him. Obviously, I think it's just a lot of it's just the tabs not tabbing how they're supposed to. I mean, that's with a lot of these movie style figures. But I really do like this one. The one thing that sucked is the seller. This is one of the figures I did not talk about a lot, but when I received it from the seller off eBay, it came in a box that, let's just say everything was loose. Weapons, figure. Of course, he was in vehicle mode, but everything was just loose. It was just not packaged to a certain standard, And usually when I sell Transformers or figures, I try to make sure things are packed well and taken care of, Luckily, nothing broke on him, but the seller forgot to toss in the battle mask. So luckily, I found a seller who does the custom heads and stuff like that on Instagram. Actually, I've done business with him before. So he's hooking me up, but I'm going to have to do some modifications to a ball joint. So I'm hoping my 3D printer and I can find something that actually could be a double ball joint, because the new head will have a socket. And if I take this head off, I'll have a socket right here in the neck. So I have to make a dumbbell joint to click it in. So see how that goes, especially after do some prototyping and yeah. I mean, 3D printers, man. Who would have thought? But overall, I mean, I really like this figure. Articulation's pretty good. I do like the silhouette. It's a fun figure. I just have fun with it. Now this next figure, Crispy has seen. I actually sent it to him a picture of it on Discord. But that we have here is the knockoff of Studio Series Megatron, aka the oversized it's an oversized knockoff. I mean, this is actually my second Studio Series oversized knockoff. The first one was the Sentinel Prime, and this one's actually the Megatron. This is actually a really cool figure. I like how the design is, and the head sculpt looks like something straight out of Terminator. Like it's like if Skynet would have find parts and pieces of Megatron and just they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna Skynet. Let's make a Transformer Terminator, and that's what that face looks like to me. And of course, just to sell the effect. Honorable mention. Looks great. I haven't transformed it yet. I've been meaning to mess with this more. Actually, I was watching the Force battle from Revenge of the Fallen. I'm thinking Brave Troops Optimus Prime and this with the audio from that, it just as a recreation. I'd be like, I was just laughing my ass off because I thought it was brilliant and just hysterical at the same time. Just me thinking of that type of stuff. The fact we never got this design in the Nightverse is a crime. That is fact. It is a complete crime that we never got to see that design, and it's a shame. It's a shame. Okay. So obviously I want to be getting up and down in my chair, but I'm actually going to need a little more space, especially for when I grab the number one pick. So. So, for the top 10, we are actually speaking. So, obviously, was decided between us and Megatron. Number 10 will go to the MMC. I forgot. I don't know what the freaking third party non copyright name is, but obviously Star Convoy from Transformers. G1-esque? I mean, yeah, it's G1, obviously. But yeah, I saw this guy, picked him up on a TFCon. Actually, I actually did talk about this guy, and yeah, it gets a lot of hate, but I really like it. So that's why it's in my top 10. Transformation is very simplistic, really not that hard. Articulation is decent. And it's just a very unique looking Optimus Prime. I mean, that's the thing about Optimus. Yeah, it's the same red, blue, gray truck, but once you get something different tossed into it, I was thinking of this and like, hey, Beast Hunter's Optimus when he got upgraded. That's kind of one of the things. One of the things that was going through my mind, to be honest. Problem is he doesn't stand very well. All right. So number 9 is a very unique figure. I actually have had my eyes on this figure for a long time. One is just looks cool. The design's original. I think it was Crispy gave me the idea for her. Well, on the box it's called Aerocopter, but yeah, my Aerocopter. I really like this figure. It's very high, very articulated. I think it was you. It was either you or Starpool, because we decided to name Emissary. There you go. Yeah, so I call her Emissary because she has like a scythe and the black, gray, and gold. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, the black, gray, and gold on her. It's just a beautiful figure. Apparently, they're supposed to be making a 2.0 of this figure, and on top of that, it's like the figure is also part of one of my favorite third party companies. Even though they don't do as many releases as I think they should, or at least re-release figures. I'll be talking about that one. That was actually my number 2 slot, by the way. But if TFC would crank up more figures like this, I think they'd be doing very well for themselves. And I really like her. I love the posability, the articulation. The head sculpt is very, and the way I kind of see her is like I look at the head sculpt, I think of Power Glide, but I also think of Optimus. But I also think like, she's just a very like unique original character. And like I think Crispy was giving me some ideas, and Starpool was also giving me some ideas for her background. So I have to come up with a little more development for her. But I really like her. I really do. This guy's back over here. So for the 8th figure in the top 10, this one actually kind of surprised me. One, I never liked the G1 version of him, but I will say the guys have done that did the deformation Space Seekers. Well, obviously the Star Toys, Blitzwing, which I also heard was a really good figure. They really came out of the park with this one, and I'm not a big Trax fan. I really am not. I am appalled of how well this figure is so engineered that they're doing Loud Pedal and Road Rage. I had Road Rage, and I'm a sucker for red, so I might, keyword might, but it will happen probably pick her up. Maybe Loud Pedal too, but like this one kind of blew me away, honestly. Like the colors, everything's sharp. The articulation is like light years better than the Masterpiece. And the MP Road Rage I had was just a repaint of Masterpiece Trax. So yeah, and it's just a lot more articulation. Obviously Ab Crunch, just in the articulate, it's just one of those figures in the articulation category that just looks so cool. I feel like Trax could be an actual cool character if Hasbro would bother to remember that he exists. It'd be nice if Hasbro could remember a lot of characters that existed. Like I said, those that are slavish to G1, what do they keep doing? Re-releasing G1. But now they're trying to make new versions of characters that already pre-existed, aka Armada Red Alert. Then repaint them as Flatline. I still keep in the loop for Hasbro stuff. I'm not gonna lie, that Bruticus is a freaking insult. The new Bruticus they're doing, to me, it's just an insult. I hate the design. He looks like some sort of ape, with the short, stocky legs and the freaking big arms. I'm like, come on, no, this doesn't have Bruticus. Like, the Combiner Warriors one is just way, way better. Nah, we love Gorilla Bruticus. Okay, fine. You might, but I guess just, I've seen the Combiner Wars one. To me, the Combiner Wars one just seems better. Well, then again, I think about it, people are really swooning over the Magic Square version of Bruticus, and there's me still rocking the Zeta. I guess I am not slavish to G1 because Swindle turns into a Humvee. And it's not a Transformers top 10 without talking about some Fans Hobby. Hell yeah. This is the Metal Hawk. I really like this figure. I'm actually trying to. Yeah, I really like this figure. It's just something different, unique, and I like adding some different the armor plating on him, just to give him a more of like, hey, he's a pretender, but also using some of that armor just to bulk him out a little bit and actually give him some weight. The articulation is very limited on him, but I mean, it's just a very, very good looking figure. Especially now, I've been kind of like getting into more of the Master Force stuff, a little bit of the, of course, Victory. That might be another segue, but yeah, I mean, it's just a fun figure. I need, like I said, I need to take some time, transform some figures. Well, I might be taking a break from that because number one, I had to. I'll get to that one in a minute, but yeah. Well, obviously, since it was sort of a segue, and since that's the thing, that's one thing about certain third-party companies, and also segueing into certain things like Victory. I have the MMC G1 styled Dazaris, and I got him for a good price down at TFCon. He's got both the breast. He's got the lion breast and the eagle breast. I think the only thing he's missing is the crown on his head. So I gotta get a hold of MMC and see if they can send me replacement parts. So that'd be really cool to get that. But I don't know. I just like this version better because I had the IDW version. This one just looks the part, and I like the darker blue. I like the just the darker gold too. The brass. This guy's he's really cool. I like this one a lot. He just looks so Victory, Continuing on with the MMC is my very first exclusive, aka Ramhorn from TFCon. Really like this figure. When I first got him, I'm like, oh, dude, I got Ramhorn now. So cool looking. It looks great with the other ones, Steel Jaw, Rewind, and Reverb, and of course, Throwmaster Blaster. I did not mean to make that into a pun, but okay. So yeah, really cool figure. I just the bright gold on that, just very simple, very very simple, very simple. Sometimes you gotta like those simple ones. Yeah. All right, we're getting closer, ladies and gentlemen, to our final four. So the next one, obviously, is probably he should have been maybe number 3 because obviously his number 4 is MMC alternate drift, aka the drift we should have gotten. Don't get me wrong, I had the initial D version, which just turned into the regular stock AE86. But this one just embodies the spirit of drifting, like just the freaking wheels, the body kit on it, just the look in general. And it's a fun figure to pose. This is actually going to be I'll be getting done with 2 stop motions this weekend. I swear they're going to get done. One's already, I had to finish one today to do the number 1. So, but yeah, obviously this is it's Drift. Great figure. I mean, I love the articulation on him. And this was the figure I was hoping that would have the red windshield too, but didn't. Still, I love it. I fucking love it. And then we go to number 3. The phone just went off, but I'll look at that later. Number 3 has to go to Scrapper from 01 Studio. Just like how, like I said, I remember I was getting emotional about this one because I bought this figure off Show Z store, and then I moved down here to Kansas, got lost in the mail, and it kind of shattered me. We were expecting a system not to fail us, and it failed me henceforth. And I found him at TFCon without missing a beat. I just, because it's good to have him. It really is. And I cannot wait for the next one, which apparently I've heard it took, but come on. Let's get it going. Come on. But yeah, it's number 3. Not much to say, but it's really cool. So we go into the final 2. One's lighter than the other. I'm not going to lie about that. Number 2, we'll have to actually go to a grill piece that obviously I was talking, the segue from when I was talking about Emissary, that TFC, if they did a re-release of this guy, there'd be a lot of people who want this. I mean, I've talked to people about this figure. I've tried to get this figure multiple times. And then when I finally had the money, without missing a beat, I'm just like, it's mine. I'm getting him. He's mine. And I still love it. I still adore it. It's like one of the coolest, different, unique, and there's not a lot of 3-figure combiners either. I think I think the last, I don't know what the last, in modern Transformers history, I don't know what the last 3 bot combiner was. But this guy's just, I really like this one. This one's just, I remember the day I got it, it just made me smile. Just freaking love this one. And he's cool as shit too. Like, yeah, the articulation's a little older than modern articulation, but at the same time, such a cool figure. Such a cool figure. Now we get to number 1. This thing's stupid and awesome at the same time. I'm going to pick this up. Okay. All right. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. So, the number 1 spot is going to Kane Toys Thunder King. Oh, yes. This thing. What I found, I will say I do appreciate some of Emgo's videos, especially when it comes to his Just Transformer series. But his first run where he says nothing pissed me off, because I swear there's probably some steps I missed in some of these guys. I'm pretty sure I have. But I will say the ending result, this thing is like 20 pounds, maybe 30. I don't know. Like, I wish I had a scale and just put him on. Like, I could probably. This thing is awesome. This thing. Like, I remember starting this 8 months ago, back in April of last year. April. Yeah, because the last part I got earlier in December. I just didn't get a chance to combine it because, busy life, blah, blah, blah. But finally combining this thing is just one of the most intensifying experiences I have ever endured with Transformers, man. This thing is like, it's a workout just even putting this thing together, and I like, I don't want to like him to fall. I'm glad he's like, he's got some good stability. Well, obviously I put the knee bracers in so he doesn't go. But overall, this is probably one of the coolest, one of the best combiners I've ever gotten. And the funny thing, because I have Zeta Bruticus, I have Zeta Superion, working on 01 Studio Devastator, and of course I got Road Caesar. But this outdoes. I hope Devastator outdoes this guy, because that's a lot to live up to. That really is. I hope that the 01 Devastator beats this guy out of the park, because this thing is immense. This thing was forged by blacksmiths, because this thing literally drew blood. Like, on my hand, I got like a little mark. I think it came from one of the wings. Just literally stabbed me. I'm like, this thing is a walking freaking blade factory. I swear to God, this thing is just, it is just impressive of how much engineering, of how third party and masterpiece scale transfers have gone through. It's just insane. Like like talking about some of the figures, I never thought they would do a masterpiece scale drift that actually is very enjoyable. I mean, don't get me wrong, I did like the Wonderful Trans Ronin. I really did like that figure, but the MMC one's just a tad bit better. Yeah, even Road Caesar for an older figure, it's still a good figure. Like even with some of the movie stuff, you see the freaking third party Optimus Prime they're doing from the first three movies. Where was this engineering when we were back in 2007? Like seriously. And this is what brings me to another point when it comes to Transformers, right? Hasbro. Can we go back to the era of Transformers where masterpieces were, masterpieces and expensive, but at the same time, I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm a little drowsy. I think it's just because transforming this thing today just wore me out. But Hasbro, could you give us the same size figures that we had back in the early 2000s with top-notch articulation, good ABS plastics, and you might have someone like me going back to Chuck. Just saying. Instead of these rinky-dink small... Come on. I'm putting him back down before he falls. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Yes, that too. Oh my God. I agree, Crispy, and I wish we could go back to a time where Hasbro knew how to distribute figures. Because even there are times, I'm looking around, you're going to Walmart, it's like, okay, what do they got? They got nothing. Say, for example, man, it's fucking hot in here. Jesus Christ. It's so hot. I'll be right back. I'm going to check something out real quick. Is the weather? I mean, I don't know. But yeah, it's like I was saying. I go to Walmart, see what's new. They got nothing. Not like say Marvel Legends. I'm not much into Marvel as much as I used to be, but there's some figures I'm still gonna get for the Medicom Mafex. But there's nothing good anymore. Like Transformers looks barren and desolate. Marvel Legends, don't even start on that crap. That's why I think people either get out of collecting, change their collection up, or go straight into Masterpiece because there's nothing good anymore. Because out of all the companies, QC and scale and whatnot, that is the biggest problem with Hasbro. Just order it, dumbass. I mean, sure, but there's something special about finding a figure you want in the store. Yes, there is. It's like, as I was talking to one of my buddies today, and we're talking about, figure hunting. I remember when there was I remember people just going out there hunting for figures and trying to find good stuff. And you can't find none of that anymore. The hobby that we enjoyed, especially when it comes to hunting for figures, has become sort of a pastime now because we're not going to see. Excuse me. We're not going to see anything like that ever again because I don't know. It'd be nice to actually. Oh yeah, it's literally a waiting game at this point. It really is, especially with me. Like with figures, regarding with the third party realm, I'm going to start slowing down a lot, tremendously more. You could say that this year alone, I probably purchased almost over 40 figures. So, what's up, Jim? What's up, James? So yeah, I purchased about over almost 40, 30, 40. Happy New Year, brother. 40 masterpiece scale Transformers. At least about 40 of them this year. And that's not even including of other things I've gotten to, like my Fan Stores Omega, things I sold, things I bought, then I sold, and then because I needed the money, figures that I had that I really enjoyed, but at the same time didn't enjoy that I sold. Like it's definitely a dog eat dog world in the collector community, and especially like with Fans Toys, with them jacking up their prices for God knows for what reason. It's ridiculous. But okay, I'm thinking I'm coming to a point where I'll be done getting new Transformers once Attack of the Power AOTP finishes the primes and Combaticons. I'll basically only be getting updates to figures I have as well. Yopla kits based on the first 3 movies. Yep. And then there's sometimes you don't want to get updates of figures because they're way more than what you paid for an original, the original. Like, for example, Bloodswing, clear example, right? There's 4 different versions of him in the MP realm. You got the DX9 version, the KFC version, which is not even that good. I think it's Dicka. That one kind of sucks. And then you have Star Toys and now Fans Toys. I looked up. I was on eBay the other day. Like freaking the DX9 is like under $100. And it's still a solid figure and still holds up. It's like with the or then you got Fans Toys Skyfire. Still holds up. I'm not going to get the masterpiece. Yeah, so it's a Fans Toys, but all right. So it's also look at the Devastators for the Debbie Wars that are going on, right? You got the X Transbots. You got Zero One Studio. You got the Fans Toys. You got Dreamstar. I think that's what it's called. This is very more stylized than the 01 Studio. Like this is like we're talking movie stylization with those guys. And then Vectron Labs, whatever it's called, which they haven't really done anything. And then you got MMC, like, and for the Chuck collectors, they got what? Combiner Wars, which no one doesn't like that figure anymore because there's the Studio Series. See, it's about supply and demand. It's not like we can go into a store anymore, find the figures that we want, because in order to do, we're gonna have to freaking buy that shit off of Hasbro Plus. And if you're looking to actually find them on the street in a GameStop, then even the Unite Warriors Devastator Blue CW, yeah, exactly. Can't prick my finger. But What are you going to do? Distribution's a nightmare. You're better off if you want figures at a decent price. You're better off ordering them from overseas because you got your distribution facilities and whatnot. Like it's like when it comes to the distribution facilities, they're a fucking joke because they don't know what the hell they're fucking doing. Got places like Walmart, Target. Hell, we don't have a Toys R Us anymore. So exactly. You have to drive to close to an hour. I mean, hey, same here. There's like nothing. I mean, yeah, there's like maybe I can go to a GameStop, but if they have anything good, it's like maybe. And I did get the No Way Home Electro. It's an art figure. It's not something to, oh my God, it's the greatest figure ever. It's okay. It's all right. I give it like a 5 out of 10. It's not that great. It really isn't. What do you think when it comes to Marvel stuff? I go import route. More accessories, better engineering, better articulation, better look, aka the 3 Spider-Man from No Way Home, Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, and Tom Holland. Just don't get me wrong, I don't mind the drive, but at the same time, there's moments where I wish I could go to Walmart and find something cool. I completely agree, man. I completely agree. I gotta put all these Transformers away now. Son of a bitch. And this guy, Mr. 50-pounder. Jesus Christ. I don't know where I'm going to put him yet. This is like my ugliest son. Honestly, I wish I could bring this to my office, put it on my desk, and just someone would be like, yeah, this happened. This happened, yeah. No shame. This thing is just the coolest thing ever. This thing drew blood. It was a bitch in half. I don't care. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. This thing's fucking. There's still some things not right on this. Damn it. Where's it? Oh, there we go. There we go. Ah, ha, ha. This thing is so fucking super cool. Stupidly cool. Not bad. Come on. Whoever says this is not bad, they're like, you're an idiot. You know nothing. This thing's fucking awesome. This is the coolest Transformer. That's the heaviest Transformer I've ever had in my collection. God, this thing's like about. Wait, hold on. Okay. No, I'm not gonna do triceps with this thing. I'm gonna drop it. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Yeah, we're putting you right there. It's settled. But anyway, that's it. That's the top 10 of 2025, along with some honorable mentions. Yeah, like I said, I got 2 more projects I'm working on. Crispy will need your help with some lines, so I'll be hopefully getting something done tomorrow. I'll be working on a lot of lines. this weekend myself. And then I need to work on my other stop motion. And then get back into the crossover. Not gonna lie, having a 3D printer and you can printing your own props. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I might see you guys tomorrow. By the way, I might have something in the mail tomorrow, so we'll find out. Anyways, that'll be actually the first figure of 2026. Even though I bought it last year, I'm getting it this year. It's here where I live, but no, not. It's in the state where I live, so this might be here tomorrow. Anyways, y'all. Fuck, I don't know why I'm tired. But yeah, that's it. I hope you guys have a good New Year's. I hope you guys have a safe one. I know tomorrow's Friday, so you guys have a safe start of the year. Don't cause too much trouble. Back to fighting Mayfax for me. Give us more comic-based DC figures, you cowards. If you want to talk about comic-based figures, there's a guy, Dang It Productions. Look up Absolute Batman Custom. That thing's insane. I've seen it. Makes me miss doing customs. I mean, I kind of am working on. I don't know for a few, but nothing too serious. Anyways, that's all I gotta say. But anyways, this is Jack Nerd signing out. You guys have a good night.